There comes a moment in life when you realize that your greatest enemy is not the people around you, but your own endless availability. The more you say yes, the more people take you for granted. The more you give without boundaries, the more others forget your value. But the day you decide to step back, to guard your energy, to stop being available to everyone and everything, that is the day the world begins to treat you differently. Respect grows, value multiplies, and you reclaim your power. Number 1. Scarcity creates value. There is a simple truth hidden in the way life works. Whatever is abundant is overlooked, and whatever is scarce becomes precious. Think of water in the ocean. It surrounds you endlessly, and because it is everywhere, you forget its worth. But take that same water and place it in the desert, where nothing grows without it, and suddenly it becomes priceless. The same principle applies to you, your energy, your presence, your time. When you are always available, always accessible, people begin to treat you like the air they breathe, necessary, but unnoticed. It is only when you withdraw, when you create a sense of rarity around your presence, that people start to recognize your true value. This is not about arrogance. It is not about making yourself unreachable for the sake of ego. It is about recognizing that if you do not manage your availability, others will consume it carelessly. The truth is, people respect what they fear to lose. When you are constantly present, constantly answering, constantly showing up, the mind of others begins to record you as ordinary. And the ordinary is always taken for granted. But when you step back, when you give less, when you choose moments instead of constant exposure, people realize what life feels like without you. That moment of absence is what teaches them your value. Think about the rarest stones in the world. Diamonds, emeralds, jade. Why do people pay fortunes for them? It is not because they are stronger than common stones or more functional than simple rock. It is because they are scarce. Rarity creates demand. Scarcity multiplies worth. If diamonds could be found in every handful of soil, no one would treasure them. The same applies to your presence. If you are available to everyone, at every time, in every way, your presence loses its shine. It becomes like dust, spread thin, unnoticed. But if you choose carefully where you give your attention, if you become selective with your energy, suddenly your presence becomes like gold, valued, remembered, desired. Now ask yourself, how often do you give yourself away too easily? How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you sacrificed your peace just to be there for people who would not do the same for you? This endless availability is the reason why you feel drained, unappreciated, and overlooked. Because when people know you will always show up, they stop cherishing your presence. They stop valuing your effort. And the moment you stop being scarce, you stop being respected. Scarcity does not mean absence forever. It means presence with intention. It means your yes carries weight because it is not automatic. It means your time becomes sacred because it is not scattered everywhere. When you create scarcity around yourself, you are not pushing people away. You are teaching them to treat you with reverence. You are teaching them to pause, to appreciate, to honor the moments when you choose to share yourself. And here is the paradox. When you stop being always available, you attract more genuine connections. Because those who truly value you will respect your boundaries. They will wait, they will appreciate, they will protect your time. Those who were only there for convenience, for easy access, for their own gain, they will disappear. And that is a blessing. Scarcity reveals who truly values you and who only consumes you. So understand this law of life. Scarcity creates value. The less you give your presence to the world, the more the world longs for it. The less you open your doors to everyone, the more people will knock with respect. The less you scatter your energy, the stronger your aura becomes. And when your aura becomes strong, you no longer chase respect. Respect comes to you. Guard your presence as you would guard a precious jewel. Do not let it be wasted in the hands of those who cannot recognize its worth. Become scarce, and you will become priceless. Number 2. Boundaries define respect. There is a silent agreement in every human relationship. People will treat you in the way you allow them to. Respect is not something you beg for, it is something you teach others through the boundaries you set. If your life has ever felt heavy with disrespect, if you have ever felt overlooked, dismissed, or unappreciated, it is not only because of the people around you. It is because you did not define the lines clearly enough, the lines that separate what is acceptable and what is not. A boundary is not a wall. It is not about isolation. A boundary is a sacred line drawn to protect your energy, your dignity, your peace. Without boundaries, you become like a land without fences, open to every intruder, vulnerable to every passing stranger. But when you draw your lines, when you say, "This is where I stand, this is where I will not bend," you teach others how to treat you. And those who do not respect those lines reveal themselves. They were never meant to stand close to you. Think of the ocean. Its waves are powerful, endless, and vast. But even the ocean has boundaries, shorelines that say, "This is how far I go." Without those boundaries, the ocean would consume the land and destroy everything in its path. The shoreline is what gives the ocean its shape, its identity, its beauty. The same is true for you. Without boundaries, your identity becomes diluted, your value diminished. With boundaries, your life takes form. People see where you begin and where they must stop. Many people fear setting boundaries because they are afraid of losing others. They fear being called selfish, cold, or distant. But here is the truth. People who leave you because you have standards never valued you in the first place. They only valued their access to you. They valued how easy it was to take your time, your energy, your kindness. The moment you draw a line, they feel uncomfortable, not because you are wrong, but because they can no longer exploit you. Boundaries are not cruelty, they are clarity. They are not rejection, they are direction. By setting boundaries, you are not pushing people away. You are showing them how to love you correctly. You are saying, "I honor myself enough not to allow disrespect. I honor my time enough not to waste it. I honor my energy enough not to give it to those who drain me." This is not selfishness. It is self-respect. Now, ask yourself, where in your life have you allowed disrespect because you were afraid to lose someone? Where have you sacrificed your inner peace just to keep others comfortable? Every time you silence your needs, every time you tolerate what hurts you, every time you betray yourself just to please others, you are teaching them that your boundaries do not matter. And people learn quickly. If you let them cross the line once, they will cross it again and again until you have no ground left to stand on. But when you finally decide, enough, when you finally define your lines, something shifts. People begin to see you differently. They may resist at first. They may even test your limits. But as you remain firm, they adjust. They realize that respect is not optional, it is required. And those who cannot give it will naturally drift away, making space for those who will. Boundaries create a filter in your life. They separate the genuine from the fake, the respectful from the selfish, the true from the opportunistic. And in that separation, you find peace. You find strength. You find clarity. So remember this. People do not respect what you allow endlessly. They respect what you protect fiercely. Boundaries define respect, not only from others, but also from yourself. Because when you set them, you are declaring, "I am worthy of honor. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of love. That does not cost me myself." Number 3. Silence speaks louder than words. There is a profound strength in silence, one that few people ever master. Most of the world believes power lies in noise, in arguments, in explanations, in proving oneself right. But true power often appears in the form of silence. To remain quiet when provoked, to withhold words when the ego wants to shout, to walk away instead of engaging in battles that do not serve your growth, this is the strength that elevates you beyond ordinary living. Silence is not weakness, it is mastery. When you stop being always available, silence becomes your ally. Because silence is not an absence of communication. It is the most powerful form of communication. When you refuse to defend yourself against false accusations, when you do not answer every criticism, when you no longer explain your worth to those who cannot see it, your silence speaks for you. It says, I do not need to lower myself to your noise. My presence, my peace, and my truth are already louder than any words I could say. Think of nature. The mountain does not argue about its height, it simply stands tall. The river does not announce its strength, it flows with force. The sun does not proclaim its light, it shines. Silence is that same natural power within you. When you embody it, you no longer waste your energy on convincing others. You no longer fight battles that do not need fighting. You simply live, and your life becomes the evidence of your truth. But silence is difficult for the ego. The ego wants to speak, to be heard, to win arguments. The ego is afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of being ignored, afraid of losing control. And yet, the moment you choose silence, you break free from the ego's chains. You understand that people's opinions are just reflections of their own minds. Their words do not define you. Their noise cannot change who you are. So why fight shadows? Why drain yourself answering every voice? Silence also creates space for observation. When you are silent, you can see people more clearly. You notice their intentions, their true character, their hidden motives. Because while you stay silent, others reveal themselves. The one who gossips cannot hide it. The one who disrespects cannot mask it. The one who values you will prove it. Silence allows truth to unfold without you lifting a single finger. In relationships, silence is even more powerful. Imagine the strength of not reacting immediately when anger rises. Imagine the peace of not replying to every message instantly, of not rushing to fix everything, of not explaining yourself 100 times over. That space of silence teaches people something important. You are not available to be consumed at every moment. Your time, your presence, your attention are sacred. And your silence is the reminder. There is also a healing silence, the silence you give yourself. When you withdraw from the noise of the world, when you take moments to sit in stillness, you reconnect with yourself. In that silence, you hear the whispers of your intuition, the guidance of your inner wisdom, the strength of your spirit. You realize that you do not need constant validation, constant noise, constant distraction. You are whole in your stillness. You are complete in your silence. So, silence speaks in 3 directions. To others, it says, I am not controlled by your noise. To yourself, it says, I am at peace. To the universe, it says, I am ready to listen. That is why silence is louder than words. It carries truth without sound, and truth does not need defending. The next time someone provokes you, remember, you lose nothing by staying silent, but you lose your peace by always reacting. The next time you feel the need to explain yourself, remember, those who truly value you do not need explanations, and those who do not value you will not believe them anyway. And the next time you fear being misunderstood, remember, silence today may be the greatest teacher tomorrow. Silence is not emptiness. It is full of power. Master it, and you master yourself. Number 4. Distance magnifies presence. Sometimes, the greatest way to remind people of your worth is not by doing more, but by stepping back. Distance has a mysterious power. It creates space for reflection, for longing, for appreciation. When you are always near, always available, always within reach, people grow used to your presence. They forget the blessing of having you. But when you withdraw, even slightly, your absence begins to speak louder than your presence ever did. Think of the sun. When it rises every morning, most people barely notice. They go about their day, distracted, unaware of its silent gift. But let the clouds cover it for just a few hours, or let the night arrive, and suddenly, people realize how much they needed its light. They long for it. They miss it. They crave it. Distance magnifies presence. The same truth applies to you. When you pull back, you create an opportunity for others to reflect on your value. People often do not realize what you bring into their lives until they experience life without it. Your kindness, your support, your guidance, these things can be overlooked when they are constantly given. But distance makes people pause. It makes them remember. It forces them to measure the emptiness created when you are no longer there. Distance is not abandonment. It is not punishment. It is wisdom. It is the quiet way of showing the world that your presence is not to be taken for granted. If someone truly values you, your distance will awaken their appreciation. They will adjust, they will respect, they will come closer with more care. But if someone only valued their access to you, your distance will push them away, and that is a gift too. For distance not only magnifies presence, it also reveals truth. Consider your own life. How many times have you only realized someone's worth after they were gone? How many times did you miss a friend, a parent, a teacher, only after you no longer had them beside you? It is human nature to forget the value of what is constantly available. But it is also human nature to deeply treasure what suddenly becomes scarce. So why should your life be any different? If you want others to truly value your presence, you must not give it endlessly. You must allow space, you must allow distance, so they can recognize the gift you are. Distance also protects your spirit. When you are always present, always giving, always answering, you leave no space for your own growth. By stepping back, you create time for yourself, time to breathe, time to reflect, time to build, and in that building, you become stronger, wiser, more powerful. When you return elevated, and that elevation naturally demands more respect. There is another hidden power in distance. It teaches others to stand on their own. When you are always available, people may grow dependent, leaning on you for every answer, every comfort, every solution. But when you step back, they are forced to find their own strength. They discover their own capacity to solve, to endure, to rise. In this way, your distance becomes a silent form of empowerment. And so, distance serves two purposes. It teaches others to value you, and it allows you to value yourself. It separates those who cling only out of convenience from those who remain out of genuine care. It magnifies your worth in the eyes of others and deepens your strength within yourself. Do not fear distance. Use it wisely. Step back when your presence is being taken for granted. Withdraw when your energy is being consumed without gratitude. Create space so that people can truly see you. Because sometimes being absent is the only way to make your presence unforgettable. So remember, when you are always near, people may forget your light. But when you create distance, you become like the sun after the storm mist, desired and impossible to ignore. Number 5. Energy is currency. If I asked you how much money you have in your wallet, you could probably count it within seconds. If I asked you how much you have in your bank account, you might already know the number. You are aware of your financial resources because you treat money as precious, you track it, you save it, you invest it carefully. But here is the paradox. Money is not your most valuable currency. Your true wealth is your energy. And yet, most people spend it carelessly, as if it were limitless. Energy is currency. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take, it all costs energy. The way you live your life depends not on the hours of the day, but on the energy you have available within those hours. That is why two people can both be given 24 hours, and one builds an empire, while the other remains stagnant. It is not time that makes the difference, it is energy. Time is equal, but energy is personal. And one person, two people, can both be given 24 hours. And your energy must be treated as sacred currency. Think about it. You do not give your money to every stranger on the street. You do not allow just anyone to withdraw from your account. Yet, how often do you allow people to withdraw from your energy? How often do you say yes to things that drain you? How often do you allow negativity, gossip, arguments, and meaningless distractions to spend your energy like coins tossed into the wind? When your energy is scattered, your life becomes scattered. When your energy is invested, your life begins to grow. This is why you must become intentional about where your energy flows. Every relationship is either an investment or an expense. Every conversation is either a deposit or a withdrawal. Every habit is either building your energy or draining it away. If you are always tired, always restless, always unmotivated, it is not because you lack time. It is because you are spending your energy on what does not serve you. Imagine your energy as a golden account within you. Each morning you wake up with a fresh deposit. But by the end of the day, where has it gone? Did you spend it arguing with people who will never understand you? Did you waste it scrolling endlessly, comparing yourself to strangers? Did you pour it into people who only take but never give back? Or did you invest it into learning, into growth, into building something that makes you stronger? When you realize that energy is currency, you begin to live differently. You stop chasing every distraction. You stop giving endless attention to those who drain you. You stop scattering yourself thin across things that do not matter. Instead, you conserve, you focus, you invest. You place your energy into your purpose, your growth, your vision. And what happens? Just like wise financial investments, your energy multiplies. You grow stronger, clearer, more powerful. You also begin to recognize energy exchange in relationships. Some people recharge you simply by their presence. They bring peace, inspiration, and encouragement. Others deplete you with their complaints, negativity, and demands. When you treat your energy as currency, you stop tolerating the latter. You no longer allow people to withdraw endlessly without making deposits of their own. Relationships become balanced, fair, nourishing. But perhaps the greatest shift comes when you apply this truth inwardly. How do you treat yourself? Do your habits energize you, or do they exhaust you? What you eat, how you move, how you rest, all of it affects your energy account. You cannot withdraw endlessly from a body and mind you never recharge. Self-care is not luxury. It is the act of refilling your energy account so you can continue investing in the world with power. So, remember this. Money can be lost and earned again. Time cannot be paused or regained. But energy, your personal life force, is the bridge between them. If you lose it, nothing in life feels meaningful. If you protect and invest it, everything in life becomes possible. Guard your energy like you guard your wealth. Spend it wisely, invest it intentionally. And above all, never forget, energy is currency, and how you spend it will define the quality of your life. Number 6. Not everyone deserves access. Your life is like a sacred temple. Inside it are treasures, your peace, your wisdom, your love, your energy, your time. These are not cheap. They are not to be distributed like free samples on the street. Yet many people live as though anyone can walk in and out of their lives, take what they want, and leave without care. The result is exhaustion, disappointment, and the slow erosion of self-worth. But here is the truth you must embrace. Not everyone deserves access to you. Access is a privilege, not a right. Just as you would not allow strangers into your home, you must not allow everyone into the inner chambers of your life. Some people are meant to stand at the gate. Some may walk in the courtyard, and only a few are allowed into the sacred rooms of your heart. The mistake many people make is giving everyone full access, even those who have not earned it. And when you give the wrong people too much access, they misuse it, they abuse it, and they leave you questioning your own value. Look at the way life itself works. Not every river reaches the ocean. Not every traveler climbs the mountain peak. The higher you go, the fewer people can follow. This is the natural order. The same applies to your life. The deeper someone enters into your space, the more responsibility they must carry. But you must be the one to decide who qualifies, who respects, who deserves to step closer. The truth is, not everyone who wants your time has good intentions. Some come only to take, never to give. Some seek comfort, not growth. Some stay close only because your light makes their darkness bearable, not because they honor your flame. If you do not learn to discern, you will spend your life surrounded by people who are physically present but spiritually absent. They will drain you without remorse, and you will confuse their presence with loyalty. But loyalty is not about staying near, it is about how they treat the access they are given. To protect yourself, you must begin to filter who enters your life. Ask, does this person respect my boundaries? Do they value my time? Do they uplift me or deplete me? Do they contribute to my growth or anchor me in place? If the answers reveal imbalance, then why give them access? Every time you allow someone into your life who does not honor it, you are taking space away from someone who could. And here lies the difficult part. Restricting access will sometimes mean letting go. You cannot carry everyone with you. You cannot be everything for everyone. If you try, you will eventually lose yourself. Saying, "Not everyone deserves access," is not cruelty, it is clarity. It is the recognition that your life has limited space, limited time, limited energy. If you do not protect it, no one else will. Imagine your energy as a garden. If you leave the gates open, weeds and intruders will trample the flowers. But if you guard the gate and allow only those who will nurture, the garden flourishes. Your life works the same way. Access must be earned, not given freely. Those who truly love you will understand this. They will honor the privilege of being close to you. Those who resist it were never meant to stay. So remind yourself daily, not everyone deserves access to your mind, your heart, or your time. Give wisely. Protect fiercely. Share intentionally. Your inner world is sacred ground. Guard it as such. Number 7. Availability breeds dependency. Human beings are creatures of habit. The more something is present, the more we rely on it without thinking. It is why children lean on their parents for every need, why students depend on their teachers for answers, why friends or partners sometimes depend on one another for emotional survival. Dependency is not always born out of love, it is often born out of constant availability. And here is the truth. When you are always available, you unintentionally train others to depend on you in ways that weaken both them and you. At first, it feels noble. You say yes to every request. You answer every call. You show up at every moment of need. People praise you. They say you are reliable, that they can always count on you. It feels like honor, but slowly, it becomes a prison. Because the moment you stop, the moment you say no, the moment you choose yourself, the same people who once praised you will accuse you of changing, of abandoning them, of being selfish. Why? Because your constant availability made them dependent. This is why wisdom teaches us. Do not give endlessly. Do not show up constantly. Do not make yourself too easy to reach. When you do, you rob people of their chance to grow. If you are always carrying others, their legs never learn to walk. If you are always answering, their minds never learn to think. If you are always rescuing, their hearts never learn resilience. In trying to help everyone, you may actually weaken them. Availability, when unlimited, is like medicine overdosed. Medicine in the right amount heals. Too much medicine harms. Your presence works the same way. If you give it wisely, it uplifts, empowers, and supports. But if you give it endlessly, it creates dependency that drains you and cripples them. Look at nature. The mother bird feeds her chicks for a season. She is fully available to them when they are too weak to survive alone. But there comes a time when she withdraws. She does not bring food as often. She lets them struggle, lets them flap their wings, lets them feel hunger. It seems cruel, but it is love in its highest form. Because through her limited availability, she forces them to grow, to fly, to survive on their own. If she never withdrew, her chicks would remain dependent forever, and they would die without her. Your life is no different. If you are always there for people, they will lean on you like crutches. They will stop using their own strength, stop developing their own wisdom. You become the solution to every problem, and they stop looking within themselves. This is not love. This is not strength. It is dependency disguised as care. And in the end, it exhausts you while stunting their growth. So you must learn to step back. Say no sometimes. Delay your responses. Allow others to face their struggles without rushing in to save them. At first, they will resist. They may even accuse you of being distant, but in time they will grow stronger because of your distance. They will learn that your love is not measured by